Alright, next stage we're at, we went through, we trimmed all the weeds down, mostly, added some more to the outside edges just to clean it up. Still have cleanup to do, the stuff that's over the edge. Originally I was going to finish the field first, but I decided we're going to do shrubs next. We're going to do the shrubbery areas, and we'll go back, we'll do the field after, and then we'll go back, we'll actually do the tracks. This is still a couple different stages. First we're going to add the shrubs, then we'll come back with some other foliage, some different stuff. We'll add some saplings, basically all sorts of different variations and textures you're going to see in a heavy field. I just temporarily put the tree back in. I'm still working on that, obviously, because I want to make sure that in these areas right underneath it, the shrubbery is going to be low. I just put it in here to show you, and then actually as we come out here a little bit, it'll get bigger, and once it gets out from underneath the canopy of the tree, it'll get bigger. But so I'm going to take this out for this purpose. So we've been adding a lot of the dyed seafoam on the top here. This will be a while. We'll keep throwing that in every now and then. Let's get it out of the way so we can see. Alright, now we can see. Basically, from the last time to this time, other than shaving it down, originally I was going to build this underbrush up more and just use the smaller scenic shrubs just to build what we're going to do. But there's another product I have that I've been working on for a while that actually is done enough to use on this. So we're going to use this shrubbery in conjunction with the smaller scenic shrubs. Basically what it is, in order to cover bigger space, it's the same thing that the smaller shrubs are, only it's not, the stems aren't preserved. It's dyed seafoam material and then flocked to give larger shrub clusters, basically. Clusters are of this size and bigger. We can cover some area quick. And then what we want to do is we want to intertwine the smaller shrubs in it to give it our different textures and our depths. Right now it's in just the green colors. We're going to use spring color, medium spring, which is a two-color blend, and then a medium olive, which is more of a dark drabby green. You want to vary it. No matter what you do, don't put all the same thing in. Just like in nature, things are going to vary in color and the light's going to hit it different. And you just want to vary it. We're also, once the shrubs are done behind the scenes, I'm probably going to airbrush just a little bit in some scattered spots of this. Although most of it's covered and you can't really tell. In person, it's a little brighter consistent than I really want. Most of it's okay, and I intertwine some of the darker field grass in with it, because once we come in with all the other field material, that gets all intertwined in here. I just want to make sure there's enough variation. Although if you look across a field, a lot of it looks the same except for flowers. I want to give it a little variation. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff to add to this. This will be pretty compacted with stuff. Also, we're going to add some of this stuff in it. I don't know what yet. This is just miscellaneous stuff that I put together. Once it's in, we're actually going to alter some of the color with some foliage dye, and give us a little more variation. So, on top of that, we have some more natural material, such as this kind of stuff. This is just plain natural dried. It's dyed with foliage dye. We're going to intertwine that also. Basically, for this section of the video, we're just going to get some of these shrubs in. We'll intertwine some of the smaller shrubs, and then I'll do some more behind the scenes. The other thing that I intertwine with the shrubs a little bit, just to scatter a little bit of variation here and there, and we're actually going to use them for some of the regular saplings too, which I use, is, I'm sure you're familiar with it, Soulflore. The smaller leafed stuff I use to intertwine. I love this stuff. Basically, I split enough of it apart, get it on a tray, and then I'll work with it. Just another texture. Works really well. The larger leaves really aren't big enough to simulate a full-size tree in this scale, unfortunately, but it's great for everything in between. Actually, that's actually a real bright spring version. This is more or less a maple leaf. more made for the model railroad industry, but I intertwine it with this stuff too, and I think it works great. It's great for camouflage on tanks as well. All right, enough said. What I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to vary the 3 different shrubs. For the initial shrub areas, I'm going to put down straight matte medium, and then from there out, we'll use some spray adhesive to touch them. Quick thing on that, for fine spray adhesive work, I like this one. I don't know if you can read it. Elmer's, small cans, craft, get it at Walmart, any craft store. The reason I like this one, it's a much finer mist than traditional sprays, and it's clear. The other one I use for more heavy duty stuff that you don't see as much is this one. If you spray a lot of it, it'll turn things white, so that you don't want. I use this more for stuff you don't see. Still don't go crazy with it because it will turn stuff white. Basically on this tree you can't really see, there are a couple of white spots, but this is how I attach the seafoam material to this. That's why the blue tape is on there, to keep it off of the main trunk parts. Inexpensive, works great. We're going to use that a little bit. Alright, so to get rolling here, I'm going to put matte medium down. I'm going to do the side of the tree that's going to be heaviest first. I'm actually just going to put it on here and then stipple it a little bit. This will dry clear, so actually when you do see through this, you'll still see this stuff. Again, when I initially did this underbrush, I was going to keep it much lower and use smaller stuff so you'd actually see a lot of this. Now this got a little bit larger, so we'll be covering most of it. But if I was going to stick with the small stuff, I'd probably put another coat on it to build it up a little bit more. This is actually relatively quick with these new clusters because they're big. So I just want to make sure we get enough to get the initial stick down. And after the fact, we'll trim this field grass back if we need to, or whatever we got to do to make it look right. Okay. So I have some laid out. Start with some bigger ones here. This is just a plain spring version. So I'm going to put this one on the edge. And smush it down. Now, unlike the regular smaller scenic shrubs, this is not preserved in glycerin. The stems aren't, so if you smush this around, you will break it. But you can pull it apart a little bit if need be. And next, I'm going to smush in a medium. This is a medium olive. As I work towards this tree, not that you'll ever know the difference, but I'm just darkening it up a little bit as it gets underneath. Now, you can split these apart a little bit. Put them somewhere some of the stuff will fall off. But if we want to open it up and spread it out, like so, we're going to be intertwining it, remember, with the other stuff. So this is, I'm going to make a little bit wider. So I'm going to take a smaller piece of the medium. Stick that in. And I'm smushing it in enough to know I'm touching that glue, so that's going to hold our initial stuff. Okay. Actually, put it right here. All right, now on this side, we know that that branch is pretty low, so we're going to drop that one down. So I'm going to use just a straight medium olive on this one, and I'm going to, it's kind of hard, I want to get all over the place. I'm going to pull this one apart a little bit. Again, stuff's going to fall over. If you do it on a plate, you can hold on to this flocking and reuse it. Instead, I'm not going to bother stippling. Okay. All right. Let's see how fast that was. It gave us an initial clump. I'm going to put a bigger, one more medium. I'm going to rip apart a piece to put here. But now we're going to move to the smaller scenic shrubs, and that's how we're going to build our variation and our depth and make it look realistic. So what I think I'm going to do is put that don't have any gloves on. I should, because now we're going to start spraying. Can't really see it because I want to spray it on it, but I'm going to dust a little adhesive on the back of it. And that'll stick enough. Okay. Now, as I showed at the beginning, I have a whole tray of miscellaneous smaller shrubs that we're going to use now. We're going to intertwine those in. Actually, no, we might as well put the one right here quick. We're going to put one more pile here. And then this is going to be different material. This is going to be a little, I think I'm going to do little red twig shrubs in there, which will be branchy shrubs. Again, so for this one, this is going to be out more in the open. Keep it bright. Okay, we're going to go with a spring blend with this one. Put a couple in here. I think we'll put a, where's my mediums? Okay, we're going to alter this one too, so let's squeeze. Yeah, put a medium olive in there too, give a little. Okay. Alright, very green. Alright, now we're going to move that out. And I'm sticking with the same three colors more or less. I might throw a little spotted, some with a little red berry type stuff on it in one part. But I'm sticking with basically three colors. It's all, until I add some of the other stuff. The shrubbery itself, I'm planning on being all kind of one. You know, we have these little pieces we'll be putting in. And those are also going to alter the color with, once it's in and dry, we're going to come in with foliage dye, and we're actually going to alter some of the colors on other stuff we put in. So let us get a couple smaller clusters here. Now these are the smaller clusters. These are the same thing, only these are the stems are preserved in glycerin, so it's a little more flexible. It won't really break apart on you. Stuff the flocking will fall off though. So. Little adhesive on the bottom. What we want to do is pop them in, and this is what's going to give us our more texture, color variation. Even if you just get enough that's on the stem itself, once it slides down like a pin cushion, it's going to stick. Now they don't have to go all the way in because we want it to be kind of multi-layered like you would see. When it's like that, we can still see the stems. Same thing. There we go. Okay, here's a bigger piece. This one, I have a big opening here, so I'm going to use this one to cover some of that. Still seeing there, but now this is, you can kind of see this is giving us some variation and some variety. After a little bit, which I don't have with me, you're going to want to have some thinner or something if you do it like this with the tweezers and spray adhesive. Now, a little towel with some thinner on it, you're going to want to wipe this off every now and then. It's going to get sticky. Okay, we're going to now, since we're using the same three colors as we did for the larger, extra large shrubs, it all looks natural because all the same colors are kind of blending into each other. I wouldn't want to now come in with a bright spring green that doesn't match anything and plop in the middle. It's just not, it just wouldn't look right. So here's an olive. We're going to build our olive part up a little bit more here, a medium olive that is. Okay. Put a little spring in here. Okay. Actually, put a little depth over here underneath the tree. Definitely starting to get a little sticky. Now, not only the color, but this gives us a much more natural look. All right, we'll put here. We'll put a bigger olive piece in there. I'm saying olive, it's not pure olive, it's just a medium olive blend, so it's a little more bland. Okay. Alright, that's what we're going to do for now. Once I shut the camera off for now, I'll go through. I'm going to fill this in a little bit more. But this is the basic idea. And what we'll probably do when we come back from this is, I don't know if we'll add some of the, again, when I'm building this stuff, I always have a plan and I change it as I go. So I kind of just go on the whim. I'm going to finish filling in the shrubs, these kind of shrubs. Probably next round we'll add some of the miscellaneous shrubs in the middle. Not miscellaneous, but the other growths we're going to use. Then we'll probably come back. I think it's time to actually fill in the field because we have to put all the other textures in the field yet. Then followed by, we'll have some regular field saplings in the field. So, all right, that's it for now. We're going to go through, like I said, finish this part up. When we come back in, we'll go to the next step. Thanks.